Okay, hello everyone. I've had a few minutes rest, and now we're getting right back into it because the Step Up banner is only so far away, and we got to keep going. So here we are. We are going to be talking about Medina. Now, Medina is a premium unit, and I think she got a premium upgrade. First of all, her Super Trust Mastery is 170 Magic, 20 Spirit, 20 Defense, 20 Attack Rod. Dear God, I want 6 of these for just so many people. This rod is insane. But let's talk about her. Now, her 7-star limit burst that has been enhanced is a 780% AoE 10-hit magic attack, ignoring 50% defense. Okay, that is a really big magic 10-hit attack. So what? Well, she also gives an AoE 3-turn plus maxed out 135% buff to all stats. And her next action will get plus 100% magic per use. Oh my god. Oh, I love you. But it gets better. Because in her 7-star kit, she also gets Curaga, so she has some healing options. And she gets Tornado. Thank you. She just became great for me in Arena. But let's talk about the rest of her kit. First of all, equipping her TMR. Well, it gives herself Paralysis and Confuse resistance, and it upgrades her limit burst for what we talked about. But in her 7-star kit, she has triple cast. She has triple cast black magic. 2 of her, oh my god, triple casting Tornado. Oh, I feel faint. That's some awesome magic chaining right there. She also has a 20% extra to fire, ice, and thunder, and wind resistance, 20% chance to counter either physical or magical with a ability that can't be right. An AoE 3-turn minus 60% to fire, ice, thunder, and wind resistance. That's one hell of a mean counter. Other than that, for 80 MP, she can give 60 MP to everyone except herself. Okay, that's not that great, but that's fine. Not everything has to be great. For 120 MP, available turn 1, 5-turn cooldown, she can also AoE 200% limit burst fill rate and an AoE 3-turn plus 130% to all other stats. Dear God, that's freaking awesome. I love it. Oh yes, and available on turn 5, 4-turn cooldown, she has a 1000% AoE 1-hit ice magic attack that debuffs ice element 100% for 3 turns. Oh, that's beautiful. And her next magic attack, whatever it is, 200% magic per use. And she can triple cast, so triple casting Tornado after this, or triple casting her ice chaining 8-hit attack. That's a considerably stronger ice hit attack. It would be 275% plus an extra 200, so 475% chained at a ice debuff of 100%. That's really, really strong chaining, triple casted. Just like Lauren, Medina is effing insane. And her last ability, besides getting more MP, she gets 30% magic, 30% spirit, and for dual wielding, she either gets basically two-handing or dual wield, she gets an extra 50% magic in her kit. Awesome, freaking awesome. Love this girl, amazing, beautiful, super awesome TMR, pay for unit, not so crazy about, but whales be whales. And next up, here he is. He's the big one, and he's cut off a little bit because this, damn you, BlueStacks, Sephiroth. All right, so Sephiroth, really quickly here. Super Trust Mastery turned out to be true. 80% extra attack, 20% to defense, magic, and spirit when equipped with a katana. Super, cool, awesome, wicked, other words. His limit burst goes up to a 1150%, ignoring 50% defense, so 1150 times 2 is 2300% to limit burst damage. That's really strong, but still the same thing. AoE, oh, hello. Not only does his limit burst not go very too bad for cost, but it goes up to a 5-turn minus 100% light and dark resistance. Ooh, that's sexy. 5 turns is a long time for a max limit burst. Anyway, for equipping his TMR, his super sword, he gets an extra 20% to all stats, 10% to element resistance, and 110% modifier to one of his attacks. Cool. But in his 7-star kit, and I love these, 56 MP each, 690% single target, 12 hit at 5 frames, physical attack. Self either adds, depending on which one you choose, either adds light or dark to his attacks for the next 3 turns. Oh, it doesn't matter what he has equipped now. I can chain and still do that. That frame window also sounds familiar, so he might be able to have some good chaining partners. Ooh, it's just, I feel a little, yeah, Sephiroth, you might come back into the meta nicely. He gains an extra 200% modifier to one of his attacks and 100% modifier to another one of his attacks, basically his chaining abilities earlier on in his 6-star kit. For 60 MP as a 650% single target, 8 hit, 6 frame physical attack that gains 50% per use. Yes please. Definitely yes please. Just a stacking attack like that, and that 8-hit attack I believe chains perfectly with CG Reagan. Just put dual wield on this guy and yeah, he's pretty much set to go. And his 120 MP cooldown, 5-turn cooldown, 4-turn available turn 5, 4-turn cooldown is a 1700% AoE 1-hit physical attack with an 80% chance to OHKO. Pretty sure I know what attack that is, and yeah, okay. Aerith's not in the game yet, it's fine. Or at least it feels like it's that attack. Anyway, also he has the Power of Transcendence, which is a limit burst fill rate of 50%, 40% extra attack when dual wielding, 50% extra attack when two-handing, so just make him a dual wield. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And next up is Lailah, who is cut off, but it's fine. We'll just go back up to the top image. See, there she is right there. Her Super Thrust Mastery is at 1500%, 150 MP, 18 attack, 48 defense, 48 spirit close with a skill of evading an attack once. Okay. Her limit burst maxed basically does the same thing before as it did before, except now it's maxed out at 1800%, single target, 9-hit physical attack, and 3-turn AoE 200% limit burst fill rate, gaining the ability to cast any of her abilities 3 times in a turn. Okay. In her 7-star kit, also for equipping her TMR, she gets an extra 40% attack, as well as 40% attack when dual wielding, or 100% attack when two-handing. You can see a pattern forming here with attack. She gets a new AoE attack that debuffs the enemy's defense. She can self-recover 50% HP, 15% MP, and remove attack and spirit debuffs from herself, 30% fire, thunder, and dark resistance. Her cooldown abilities are a 2600%. Okay, this is available turn 7, 6-turn cooldown, but it's a 2600% one-hit physical attack, giving her the ability to cast any of her abilities 3 times for 99 MP. That's really difficult to recommend. And an 80 MP, available turn 1, 5-turn cooldown, 3-turn, 200% limit burst fill rate, giving her the triple cast again. She gets extra 20% HP, 20% spirit, And her last ability, 30% to Spirit and MP, and gives herself regen and MP regen. Okay, Lyra didn't get treated very nicely. Next up on our list, CG Nicol, whose Super Trust Mastery is a Rod, 16 attack, 151 magic, 54 spirit, 15% HP MP, and 75% to Leviathan's damage. Why so high? 75% extra damage for Leviathan? Stick this on any summoner and give them Leviathan and just win the game. 3-star Leviathan. Anyway. So, as I kind of thought, his CG Nicol's Limit Burst went up to a maxed 150% to all stats, remove all debuffs, and recover 20% to HP and MP. Now, yes, it went up to 150%, but the cost also went up again to 40 crystals. I'm still not super convinced about his Limit Burst, but there you go. More confusingly, CG Nicol ended up getting attacks, particularly Flood, as well as a water attack, which, okay, he has a chaining ability. Do I want my buffer to be chaining? I'll leave that to you guys. Other than that, for his 7-star, by equipping his TMR, he gets 100% to confuse resistance, 20% to defense, HP, and spirit, which is all good for him, and 20% extra for stats of whatever espers he is equipping. Good, good, good. He has Water Blade Plan, which gives his attacks water. Okay, fine, whatever, Alum. He has Morale Building Formation, which gives a available turn 1, 4-turn cooldown, 100 MP recovery. Not sure if it's AoE or not. Single target, remove attack and magic debuffs. Single target, 1 turn plus 100%, 175% to attack and magic, and fills 5 Limit Burst crystals. Very single unit. Okay, anyway. I don't know quite how I feel about that, but thankfully Heroic Valor Formation for 180 MP, which is really high cost. 6-turn cooldown, available turn 1, AoE 3-turn, 150% buff to all stats, and fill Summon Gauge for 2 to 4 Esper Crystals. Next up is the Esper Barrier Formation, 145 MP, available on turn 1, 6-turn cooldown, AoE 3-turn, 40% damage reduction, fill Summon Gauge, 2 to 4 Esper Crystals. It's a good amount of damage reduction, and it fills the Esper Gauge. 6 turns is a little bit long, but gotta give him something to do that isn't chaining. And his last ability gives him a 25% increase to Limit Burst fill rate, because okay. And each turn he fills his Limit Burst 1 to 2 crystals. Okay. Okay. And we're almost done, thank goodness. This has been a long video, and I still have to stream after this. Super Trust Mastery for CG Reagan is a 36 attack, 16 defense, 22 spirit light armor with 42 fire and ice resistance, and he fills Limit Burst rate of 50%. Hey, not bad. His Limit Burst goes up to a 2100% AoE 7 hit physical attack with an AoE 3 to 5 turn, well, okay, 5 maxed out, minus 100% to fire and ice resistance. Beautiful. In his kit, he gains Firaja and Blizaja for some reason. Sure, whatever. For equipping his TMR, which is an awesome TMR, by the way, 200% modifier to a whole bunch of his abilities and 40% extra attack when dual wielding, which is going to be dual wielding all the time anyway. And for 60 MP, 280% AoE 1-hit physical attack, fill Limit Burst crystals, 2 to 3 Limit Burst crystals. Fills Limit Burst crystals for the entire team. That's just good support and doing damage. For 58 MP is 345% single target 8 hit 6 frames physical attack, ignoring 50% defense. If it sounds familiar, that's because it's Sephiroth's too. CG Regan and Sephiroth be bestest friends foreverest. Especially in 10-man trials. He has fire, ice, and dark resistance of 30%. Hey, that darkness is starting to rear its ugly head. And 99 MP available on turn 4, and oh my god, I outran the music. The Sabbath is over. Available turn 4, 3-turn cooldown, a 1450% single target, 7-hit Holy Explosion Divine Ruination frames. You got a better version of Holy Explosion. Woo! Single target, 2-turn, minus 100% to fire resistance, and adds fire to his own attacks. Dear God, that's beautiful. And for 99 MP, available turn 4, 3-turn cooldown, 1450% single target, 8-hit, 6 frames physical attack to single target debuff ice resistance. And then adds ice to his attacks. CG Regan is potentially just really awesome. Then he gains another 20% to attack, 20% to all other stats, and gains 2 limit burst crystals per turn with a natural limit burst fill rate of 50%. Damn, CG Regan. Damn. Actually, really, really amazing. And finally, Awakened Rain. Super Trust Mastery of a 30 attack, 30 defense, 30 magic, 30 spirit accessory with 30% to all elemental resistance. Just a nice thing for pretty much any unit, but the 30% element resistance, super nice. His limit burst is goes up to a 2600% AoE 24-hit magic attack using spirit as magic, which is good. He uses spirit as his kind of his thing, as he is a magic tank. Still not super crazy about it, but could be a lot of damage potentially. In his 7-star kit, though, what does he get? Well, he has stop debuff resistance. Natural stop debuff resistance. Yes, please. He gives him 20% extra stats for the equipped Esper and an 80% chance to counter physical damage. Physical damage? With a fill 7 limit burst crystals, can only be used once per turn max, but still pretty cool. Then for some reason he gets a fire and a earth 360%. Oh, they're separate abilities. 1 fire, 1 earth. 360%, single target, 7 hit, chaining 8 frames, either fire or earth attack using spirit as magic. Okay, his spirit stat's probably pretty good, so okay, but he's still just a magic tank. Just make him a freaking magic tank. Not sure how I feel about it. And for 36 MP, 2-turn cooldown, he has a 3-turn AoE 100% all ailment resistance and AoE 100% stop debuff resistance. Hey, good support. Now we're talking. And for 88 MP, available turn 1, 3-turn cooldown. Also, that ability, that 36 ailment resistance is on a 2-turn cooldown, available turn 1, and lasts for 3 turns. Why is it a cooldown ability then? Whatever. Anyway, available turn, his next ability, 88 MP, available on turn 1, 3-turn cooldown, self, 1 turn, 90% magic damage reduction. Damn, Awakened Rain! Put magic cover on, then put that on, and what's the enemy supposed to do? There's going to be enemies that can get through damage mitigation, just you wait. Also, for 20 Limit Burst crystals, he has an AoE 5050 MP heal, 20% extra to Spirit, and then 30% to Fire and Earth resistance, with some damage modifiers and gaining 2 Limit Burst crystals. I'm done. I got through all of the 7 stars. Thankfully, I think that this batch of 7 stars is pretty damn good. There isn't really any super big losers, except maybe for Nyx. I don't know what the hell they were thinking for Nyx. I really have no clue. I think Alan was drunk. But for the most part, I'm really impressed with this entire 7-star batch. Whether you got one unit or multiple of these units, there's a lot of good stuff for all types. Summoners, debuffers, buffers, damage dealers, damage dealers, damage dealers, not Nyx, magic damage dealers. CG Nicol got chaining abilities. But here we go. We're going to talk about my top 3 least improved, which is stupid. We're just going to call it the least improved units. The 3 least improved units. First of all, Lyra. Sorry, Lyra. It's nice to see her get her physical options become a serious choice for her. But really, the amount of increase to her spirit-based attacks is really sad. It was something that made Lyra so unique at the time, and as it turns out, it might be Awakened Rain who ended up being the better spirit damage dealer. I'll have to wait and see if someone does some cool stuff with that guy. Because I sure as hell don't feel like Lyra got that much love or attention. I could be wrong. As always, I'm just looking at numbers and spreadsheets right now, and for now, Lyra just seems to get the shaft. You go ahead, do whatever you want with that joke, I'm tired. Next up, for least improved, is CG Jake. I just don't find CG Jake to be really that super. He still seems to have the major problems. Like, yes, he does more limit burst damage, but he seems to just need so much work put into him that I'm not convinced that he is really still worth it, and that stupid debuff, even if he can prevent it, it just no. And my last one is Nyx. Poor Nyx. For being a true dual wield unit, I have no idea why they gave him a double usability. Well, I have some clue as to why they did it, but it's such a confusing kit. It's so just, compared to everything else, it really feels like there just isn't that much improvement to make him worthwhile. And I know a lot of people love him, and I hate to say this, but that 210 MP, 19 turn cooldown, available turn 1, AoE, accept self, fill 28 limit burst crystals and kill himself. God damn it. Even if you put auto revive it, I don't know. Maybe, but I'm just, no. Now, I'm going to add 2 other recommendations, which are the what the hell were they thinking? And I'm not going to add Nyx to this list because Nyx already kind of just made my least improved. First of all, CG Nicol. It's really nice that they gave him stats. It's really nice that his buffs and limit burst, and basically he can keep 150% buff going for an entire long fight. That's great. Why chaining abilities? Why? Now, this is such a big thing, and I'm going to have a long talk about this in a class warfare about buff or support units, but the thing I like about Ignis is that Ignis can do pretty much everything that a support unit could ever do. That's why I want a support unit. Why a chaining ability? It just frustrates me to no end. And I may be making a big deal out of it, but just given everything else in here, he doesn't need a chaining ability. Just focus on making him survive. That's what he needs to do. And my other what the hell were they thinking moment is, I was going to say Awakened Rain, but no, I think Awakened Rain is just fine where he is. Let's leave Awakened Rain. Oh, no, you know what? Nyx. What the hell were they thinking? What the hell were they thinking with his kit? And again, I could be totally wrong, but compared to every other unit where I can kind of see what they were going with, even Bosch. Bosch is a little bit, but he still does breaks. God damn it! I wanted Nyx to be good. Out of everyone, he's just the weakest on this list. Okay, but let's talk about the most improved. And first of all, I have to give credit to, I think, Medina. Medina was a unit that just nobody talked about and everybody kind of swept under the rug. But her TMR is awesome. It is dual wield with magic boosting. But it's the fact that her limit burst, which at 28 limit burst crystals isn't super expensive, gives now an AoE buff of at minimum 106%, maximum 135%, and then her abilities just seem to work so well together. They just chain super well. That ice party might be viable in the very near future. But she also just has a cooldown ability too that can give 130% boost to the party and 200% limit burst fill rate. She's a fantastic unit, and her super TMR is just an incredibly strong rod. Freaking love it. And for the next one, I'm going to put a combination because, well, first of all, CG Reagan and Sephiroth, they were already good. They just got swept under the rug a little bit by the 7-star meta. And first of all, both of their kits are just awesome now. They work so good together. They are going to be bestest friends. But CG Lid was already great. Sephiroth was already great. CG Sephiroth? CG Reagan was already great. Sephiroth was already great. Gabranth seems to be massively improved. His limit burst does, yeah, okay, it's not super or anything, but he has some really nice defending options now, and more importantly, has just new ways of using all that defense he can build up to very easily as an attack. As a counter-provoke tank, which he has counters, right? I think he does. Physical tank, he's kind of became a little bit, and I want to see somebody use him, but for now, he seems awesome. And my most improved is Kid Rydia. I'm not joking. I really think that Kid Rydia totally surprised me. One thing, I wasn't expecting her to get really double casting her summon abilities. She got a lot of good modifiers. She got a lot of increase in summon damage she can do. She can also just fill the limit burst gauge, like in a turn. And she got a new big multi-hit attack, and her limit burst got really improved. Like from 2,800 and a 40-hit attack, and only 24 crystals. I'm just going to give it to Kid Rydia. I think she's amazing. So yeah, that is my much longer than anticipated review of all the 7 stars. this is a good badge. This is a fantastic badge. Going forward, you have any of these units, be very, very happy. Oh my god, I gotta use up some of these orbs. So that is all for now. I will see you all in the next video, which will probably be some unit review. I got a massive amount of units to start leveling. I got a ton of work to do. Just a ton of work. At the same time, you guys have no idea how good it feels to have gotten that entire presentation done. Anyway, so I will see you all in the next video. Till then, I need some rest, but I gotta stream. See you later.